Hello, so I've just finished my dive master here in Utila, Honduras, and I wanted to make a video about some common scuba signals that are used for communication underwater. If you go on a dive with a shop, they'll usually go over some things during the dive briefing, but not always. And I find that with a lot of the courses, it's up to you to learn scuba signal communications. So I thought I'd make a little review. So I'm just going to start with things that you would probably talk about during the briefing. So for example, if you're doing a skill, the instructor will usually say, watch me. And maybe they have three things. So they'll say like, first thing, we're gonna clear the mask, or maybe we're going to lose the regulator, recover the regulator. That's the second thing. And so they'll usually demonstrate that sort of thing first if you're doing a skill, and then they'll say, okay, now you do it. Good. And then, of course, okay, that's the most common one. It's usually a question. Are you okay? And then the person will say, yeah, I'm okay, or there's something wrong. Maybe something wrong with my ears, maybe my stomach, if you have a cramp. So those are the most important things to find out if everything is okay first. And you always want to respond yes if everything is okay. That way they know that everything is okay. What else? Yeah, so when you're finished a task, you'll do this. That means we're finished. So if you finished a skill and you've done it good, and then they'll say, okay, was this fine? We'll move on to the next, or just finished altogether. Also, maybe at the end of your 3-minute safety stop, at the end of most dives, you're gonna have 3 minutes at about 15 feet to get all the nitrogen out. And then, if you don't have your own dive watch, whoever has one and keeping track will be saying, okay, there's 3 minutes, okay, there's 2 minutes, okay, there's 1. And then when there's no time left and we can go up, okay, it's over, we can go up, everybody's okay to go up, everyone says yes, and then we go to the surface. What else? Another one is for breathing. When you're new at scuba and maybe somebody notices you're breathing really quickly, they might say, slow down. This is also if you're swimming very quickly. Slow down. Exhale. Inhale. Also stay together. Usually if you're in a group, you want to make sure everyone can see each other. So this is stay together. Usually it'll be, if you have a buddy, this means buddies. So, look after your buddy, stay together. You always want to make sure that you can see your buddy, making sure that they're okay. Maybe if they are newer to scuba, ask them, how much air do you have? This is a common one, especially for big groups. You want to make sure everyone has enough air to do the full dive, otherwise we have to turn around. So this is turn around. So yeah, for air, so there's 2 different measurements. There's bar and PSI. I think in the standard teaching for bars, it's a half tank when you have 100 bars. Alternatively, you can use the signals on your arm, like for PSI. So like 3,100 PSI, 3,500. This kind of thing. You can use it with bars. You could just say 200 bars. You just use this afterwards for bar. What else? Another one that is important if you've forgotten how to do the like exact amount. If someone's asking your air and you're not sure and you think you might be low, you can say I'm low on air. Or just come look at it, I don't know. And depending on where you go and the people that you dive with, you can always kind of make up some things. I know that often we'll be doing this, which just means, you know, like WTF, what the hell is going on? Yeah. I know I've heard another one, which is, you know, stop fucking around. This is not a standard signal, but who knows, maybe you'll see it. Another one that I learned was this one. It's just cheeky. You're being cheeky. If you're doing something that you're not supposed to be doing, usually you'll get one of these. What else? Directionality. So usually we're going this way. You know, follow me, and that kind of thing. Or stay up to my level if you've gone too deep, or come down to my level if you've gone too far up, or just stay on the level at the same depth. Right, so that's kind of like the business end things. So the safety things, staying with your buddy, direction, turning around, that kind of stuff. Other things that they're usually pretty standard, but I think depending on where you are, there might be different variations. But for marine life, you can have a shark, so you could say, oh look, over there is a shark. You can have a lionfish, so this is lionfish. What else? There's turtle, ray, if there's a manta ray. There's a trumpet fish. This one is, there's a lot in Utila. They're these big, long sort of things. What else? Eel. If you've ever seen like a moray eel, they're always kind of sticking out with their mouth open, doing this. So that's eel. And then crab. You know, you got your two pincers. Lobster. And there's just like so many, it depends on where you are, what animals are going to be in the area. So that's always a fun thing to learn, because sometimes, especially when it's a small thing and you're trying to tell someone to look, they don't know what they're looking for. So if you do know, like, you're looking for a shark over there, they're like, oh, okay. Now I see the shark. So yeah, there's lots of different symbols for lots of different sea life, and it's something that's really good to learn if you're doing a lot of recreational diving for watching the marine life. Yeah, so that's just my video for today. I don't know if you found it helpful. I always find it's good to review these kinds of things, especially if you haven't been diving in a while. And there's a lot of other really good videos out there. Most of them are sort of like isolated things that don't really explain how the symbols are used, but you, just like any language, the more you use it, the more you kind of get it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Peace.